I wanted to briefly explain our position with regard to the Deputy Speaker. We are most concerned and disappointed because I think that that was just another indication of the lack of willingness to work together and to be able to consider and to uphold some of the long-standing conventions that relate to the operation of Parliament. As a coalition, our members of Parliament are honoured to have been sworn in today. We intend to uphold our oath. However, we find it an abomination. I'm using a strong word, an abomination, that Mr. Schuman, who comes from a party that got specifically 2,657 votes. I'm sure many members of the media, in fact, have more friends on Facebook than votes that he got. This is the individual that professed to represent and publicly stated that he was going to keep the government, the PPPC, in check. And as you will know, in the last couple of days, we understood and we learned that he had been made an advisor to this same government, and yet we are putting him to sit as the Deputy Speaker when that convention has always been, that position has always been in the hands of the opposition. So the APNU AFC, although we do not support the final declaration, we have spoken about that at length. We are convinced that this government sits in a position based on fraudulent results. It's interesting that Parliament is taking place in the exact same location where all members of the media, the international observers, the local observers, members of the other political parties sat here and watched the grossest of discrepancies revealed under their own eyes. Here we're not talking about issues with Region 4. We're talking about 9 other discrepancies that numbered over 8,000, for which there were the requisite proof given. And so now we start off not accepting. We recognize our responsibility. We do not accept this government and their seat as leaders of this country currently. And we find it unacceptable at a time when we should be working together and we have unity, that you would allow a man that has over 2,000 votes to represent a group of people in opposition that amass more than 270,000 votes. It is unacceptable. And it is sad that we're unable to do the decent thing, the honorable thing. So for me personally, it's a sad day that we come to this honorable house and we cannot even honor those traditions. Mr. Schuman could not even get a seat of his own. He needed 5 other parties to help him sit in this honorable house. And this, of course, is just another step in what we've seen unleashed over the last 3 weeks. Fair, the traditional and usual PPP style of fair, sending home people, sending home drivers that were there when I came into my former position.